Alright, y'all. So I'm gonna try to change oil in my tractor. It may be a bust, I don't know. Anyway, the oil filter that's on here looks bigger than the one they give me for it, but we'll see. Sometimes I'm kind of a skeptic of parts people, but anyway, I already let the tractor run 10 minutes or so to warm up so the oil will come out better. Cut it off. Very important step. The drain plug is down here on the bottom of the oil pan on the left hand side. It's a 17 millimeter socket. There we go. There's our oil plug. I'll set that there so we don't lose it. And of course, being me, I have to do this in the dark where you can't see very good. So anyway, here's our oil filter. Pop the hood. And we need to take our little section off here. Alright, so drain plug still out. It's finished draining though pretty much. The oil fill cap was here. I took that off already. I'm going to slide this over to catch the oil here. I'm going to try to use these pliers. And yes, these are not the best in the world, but I don't feel like going and find the right oil filter wrench for it. Alright, so we'll spin that. There we go, a dab of oil's coming out now. And I don't know why they designed it this way, but your little inline fuel filter there and the rail has to get oil on it because they couldn't design it somewhere that was away from all that or have it straight up and down like the fuel filter is to avoid that. So is life, but nothing a little rag and a thing of brake cleaner won't take care of. That, and I'm a very messy oil changer to begin with. I don't have the gift of cleanliness there. So let's see our filters here. As you can see, this one is clearly bigger for whatever reason. Definitely bigger. So hopefully this one will work. Now I'm going to set it over here. Set it back in this box. Just in case I end up having to put this one back. So you want to take a dab of oil and wipe it around your new O-ring to help it seal. Very important step. Now, if you got something with an oil filter that's straight up and down, you need to pour oil into it to put it back. But when you got one to help it prime, when you got one that's sideways, ain't nothing you can do about it. I am not liking this oil filter. I do not think it's the right thing. Yeah, that one spins on easy. The threads look the same, but they are tight for some reason. There we go. Maybe I wasn't holding my mouth right. Now, you don't want to over torque these things, so usually hand tight will do it. We'll do that, and then we'll try it. If it needs a little more, then we'll hit it with the pliers. Next step, you probably won't be able to see very well, is just putting the strain plug back. And then just snug it. That should do it. Also, people usually take the time when they do a oil service change, whatever, to grease it, but I just did that the other day, so we're good on that part. Now, this is probably going to be a fun task as well. Then I pour it in slow because it's so angled. I don't know why they couldn't just add it straight up and down, but the people that design equipment nowadays are not the ones that work on them or use them. And my head's in the way. Back in the old days, usually when something was invented, it was by the people who actually used it and knew that there needed to be something better. Alright, so that's working better. So instead of that big funnel, a half cut open Dr. Pepper bottle works better. Alright, there's our 1 quart. So it holds 5 quarts total. The next is in this gallon jug, which I'm not sure if I'll be able to get in there very well or not. We might have to pour it into the smaller quart and do it that way. Maybe we're on to something. So hopefully this will encourage y'all at, working on equipment here. At least the basic stuff. Basic service and stuff is not that big of a deal. It's pretty easy to do on your own. Sometimes there can be minor things to aggravate you, but for the most part, not too bad. A lot of times you can get by with just simple tools and things you have laying around versus, having to buy a whole mechanic shop full of tools. Now, granted, the right tools for the right job does make it easier and a more enjoyable experience overall, but a lot of times you can get by with the simple stuff. So there is that. All right. Let all the oil drain out of here that will. Then I'm going to take the old oil and pour it in an old bucket and save it to use to lubricate chains on equipment and, you know, different things like that. So now we've got all that done. I'm going to crank it up, let it run for a minute or two, make sure we don't have any leaks and all that. So we have 63.9 hours. That is not a John Deere recommended time to change oil, but I want to change it somewhere before 100 hours to get the break-in oil out. I think it'll be better for the engine. I'd say somewhere between 50 and 75 hours would be a good time to change in a new diesel engine like this. Just my recommendation. Yeah, don't see any leaks on the oil filter. Don't see anything dripping down from the pan. So, I reckon I'll go ahead and put the panel back on and do all that stuff, and we'll call this project done. So, prayed up, prepped up, and strapped up. See you.